audio sync. Hello viewers and welcome back to another episode. I'm Frank and today is another unboxing video. Just a quick video looking at some of the recent things I bought off of eBay. When I say recent, usually I do mean recent, but a couple of these items, embarrassingly, I actually forgot about. I bought them over 18 months ago now. A couple of old 8-bit computers, a Commodore 16 and a Spectrum Plus 2 I think it is. So let's hope they're actually in the box. So but before we open those ones, I've got another one here that I've already started on unwrapping. Actually a BBC Micro computer. I've already got one over there, my 32K machine, which when I turned it on today actually, in fact, it wasn't working, quite shockingly. It's got a white screen. Pop the top off quickly, because I never really have the screws done up on it all the time. Press down on a couple of processors, ICs rather, turn it back on again and it came back to life. So I was very lucky there. It was panic stations for a bit. This computer here, I haven't seen one of these since probably 1987, 88. Certainly wrapped it well in bubble wrap. Oh. Certainly very yellowed. There we go. This is the 128 Master System. Got a couple of cartridge slots there as well. It's bigger than I remembered it being actually. Let's see what outputs we've got on the back there. So we've got Ethernet out, audio out, cassette, ERS-111, analog, RGB, composite video, and UHF. And then you've got your power supply switch there. Uses 100 watts. Wow. Look underneath. So on the bottom here you've got tube. Can't remember what that's for actually. 1 MHz bus, user ports, printer and disk drive. And then you've got your 12 volt supply there for the external disk drive. Serial number 36311. Made in the United Kingdom by Acorn Computers Limited. Now these do suffer with a reefer cap problem in the power supply, so I won't be powering it up because it will go bang basically, and we'll get the white magic smoke. So I don't want to risk that happening now. I'll probably do that off camera. In fact, I'll probably do that when I do a separate video about it actually. We'll film it powering up and see if we do get any white smoke out of it. But it'll be interesting to see if it works. I should imagine it will need some work doing. My last one started having RAM failures, which I managed to sort out. Did a separate video all about that. Right, let's get one of these ones that's an old one. Move that over there a bit more. So this is one of the 6-month-old ones, or 18-month-old ones rather. I haven't seen one of these either since late 80s. In fact, I remember buying the one I bought. It was actually faulty. I bought it when I was about 14. If I remember rightly, the power supply connector, DC socket, was intermittent on it. Must be more in the box than just the computer then. Just put that there a second. Ask the power supply, it's heavy. I'm not sure if it came with one actually, it's been so long since I bought it I can't remember. And there's a joystick in there as well. There's some paperwork here, let's see if it's got a date on it when I bought it. No. Oh, it has. Blimey. February 2021. Yeah, so it is about 18 months then. I paid £35 for it. Nothing else in that. Heavy power supply. Sinclair Plus 2. I'll check the outputs to that before I plug that in. I don't remember that being like that actually. I bet that's not the right power supply for it. Or was it a different computer that I remember buying? Plus 12 volt, minus 12 volt, plus 5 volts. I always remember it being a DC 9 volt power socket on this one. This is a darker version. I think mine was grey. Oh, yes, this is a different model to what I had. Yes, +2. I wonder what I had then. I do remember it being a 9V DC socket on the back. Serial number 77777. Made in Taiwan. I thought that would have been made in England. Or was this the later date ones where they were made by Amstrad? I think Amstrad bought them out, didn't they? It's got quite a bit of weight to it. Right, do that one last. Haven't got many to do today. I think it's only 4 or 5. And this is the other one that's old. This will be the Commodore 16. They double boxed it. Oh, got the power supply. Good then. I've not seen one like that before. 9.5V output on that. Again, I'll test the power supply output on that, make sure it's got the right fuse as well. Some of the older power supplies can be a little bit iffy. Again, I've not seen one of these since the late 80s. It's the same cabinet as the VIC-20 and the Commodore 64, the bread bin one. Wow. That's not in bad condition. Serial number on that is 153067. I've had sellotape over the screws though. That's been broken through, so someone's obviously been into it. Got a memory expansion there, RF. There's a cover there, it says high-low, it's covered up. Video output, serial and cassette. Oh, that takes that funny little peculiar connection. I think I've got one of those actually with my Commodore +4, the tape deck. Keys are badly yellowed in some bleach, unfortunately. You can make that out. It's still nice to have in the collection though. Interesting to see if it works. This one here actually came today. I opened it up quick just to make sure it was what it was. So a bio computer. Wow, that's a short cable. I've not seen one that short before. This is an early bio. I've got the restore disc, which is always a bonus. So hard to get a computer with a restore disc for the Sonys. Because it was only there probably before 2010, I think, probably even earlier than that they came the restore disc. After a certain time you have to start making your own, and a lot of people didn't bother. So the recovery partition was often lost on the hard drive when they fail. It's one of the things that always attracts me to the older computers and then a recovery disk. Both in that. And this was sold to me as faulty. It didn't power up, but in the description, in the pictures, it looked like it was powered up. The LED lights were on at least, but the screen wasn't on. So either the backlights failed in the LCD panel, or a dodgy ribbon connector, or it could just be that little switch that's at the front, where the latch goes in for the screen, where it pops in to turn the screen off to conserve power. That's the battery in there. That'll probably be well gone by now. Don't find many of these that are still working now. PCG ABP71. Remember selling those in the Sony Centre for £180, I think they were. Right, let's have a look at this. That's in very good condition. It's a Windows 98 model, this one. Another thing that attracted me to it. The screen looks immaculate. I think we'll put some power into it, shall we, and see if it actually does anything at all. It's in really good condition. Feet are missing, but they often are because they perish after a while. Early serial number 33083. PCG F190 it says underneath, but sometimes the model number on the top is different to what's underneath. No, it's the same, PCG F190. Let's put some power into it, shall we, and see if it does anything. I'm not expecting it to. Did have one a little while ago though, actually, it actually worked. Sold to me as not working, and I plugged it in and it all came on. It said I had no hard drive. And it powered up Windows Millennium, which is amazing in itself. Another thing I like about these older Sonys, the power supplies are all standard 19.5 volt output. There it is. Pop the battery in. Get switched on. Right, let's turn it on and see if it does anything at all. So I'm not expecting it to. Where's the power button gone? Usually on the top. That's on the side on this one. Nothing. Strange because, oh hang on, see some lights on there. Power LEDs, like indicators on there. I think that's what I saw in the listing now I think about it. But apart from that, yeah, it is dead. I wonder if it's just a dodgy power supply. See if I've got one knocking about. Usually I have. Sometimes they do go now and again. I've got another one here. Let's try this quickly. Right, let's try this one. No, it's exactly the same. You usually hear the fan spinning up on the CPU. Nothing. That's a shame. I was hoping it was just going to be that little latch. There's a little micro switch in the front just there. And there's around this area, there's a NiCad battery, a little nickel metal hydride battery. And sometimes they leak around that circuit board that's just there and it stops the switch from working. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be that lucky today, which is a shame. Let's have a quick look around the inputs you've got. So there's a slidey power switch on this one, which is unusual because it's usually just a push button. Got microphone, headphone, infrared, firewire, 2 PCMA cards. Let's see what we've got in here. Probably a modem and a Ethernet. Yeah, platinum card, modem card, data fax modem. No cables with it, all's missing. And a PCMCIA Ethernet card. Again, cables missing. Quite generic though sometimes. And this side you've got a floppy drive and a DVD-ROM. See if we can get that to eject. Not powered up now. No, even that's not ejecting, which is rather odd. Could just be a problem on the power board on the inside there. On the back there, you've got USB, obviously DC, monitor out, RGB monitor out there, VJ, sorry, printer, power lounge serial, and a keyboard mouse. Now, they kept this design for quite a few years actually. I've got probably quite a number of these now actually. I've just done an inventory in my bios. I think I've got up to about, I think it's 46 now. We'll stop buying them. Yes, that's that. We didn't look at that joystick, did we? It's missing a foot, unless it's in the packet. Missing a foot. Very floppy. I bet that's broken anyway. Right, is there one more? Yeah. Yes. Now this one here, this is something I've been after for quite a long time. These don't come up on eBay very often, and when they do, they can go for cheaper prices. Well, it's looking good so far with the packaging. It's always a worry when you buy stuff like this that it doesn't get packed properly. Some people literally just chuck it in a random box with no packing material whatsoever. Right then. Haven't had one of these in a very long time. It's the base for it. Probably guess what it is already. Can you guess what it is yet? There. There it is. Wow. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Sony AIBO. And in fact, the last time I saw one of these was around 2011 because I had two of them. ERS-220 as it were. This is ERS-111. It's the Japanese model. The English version was a 110. It was the first AIBO dog they ever did. Right, let's pop the battery in and see if it's got any charge. Most of the ones you see on eBay are usually damaged. That's the software there for it. It came on the Sony's memory stick. AIBOware version 1.1 ERA-111M. It's on an 8 meg Sony memory stick. Very long battery. And the one I have is a lot different to this. It's actually got a label area there for writing down the date, battery number and memo. ERA-110B is the model number of the battery. The problem with these things is nobody makes the batteries for them anymore. So you have to get it resold, which is rather off-putting. Right, let's see if it's got any life, shall we? I forget, you turned it on now, is it on the front still? Yeah, it is. Oh. See if it'll work. Is that telling me the battery's low? I think the battery must be too low. Interestingly, it's actually got looks like animal fur inside of it. Oh, here we go. Just a power up. It's very loud. Don't remember the other ones being this loud. So it's doing a self-diagnostic. It's been such a long time since I've seen one, I can't remember what it does when it first comes on. Got in here. Oh, non-working battery. Only needs new cells. Oh, that's handy. So the listing did show it working. There we go, it's doing something now. Yeah, it's a lot slower than the original one that I had, or the later one should I say. I forget what year this came out now, I think it was around 2000. There we go, it's getting up now. But watch it doesn't walk off the desk. It's certainly got some go. You can actually hear the fan in it, interestingly. I wonder if it understands any commands. I should have looked some up before I opened it up. AIBO sit. AIBO sit. If I remember rightly, the software in it, it has to learn. I don't want to run off the desk. Just can't believe how loud it is. Let's move it back a bit. Yes, a very expensive toy. And then when they came out, they were thousands of pounds. Only the very wealthy bought them. This one's actually missing its ears, I've just realised. Makes you wonder what happened to these things, really, because it's a bit grubby looking. I guess people get fed up with them and just give them to the kids eventually. I'm not sure if it's got some bleached on it actually, because some of it looks a little bit yellowed over the top. An early, intelligent dog, robotic dog. It's certainly a lot more cumbersome in the way it moves compared to the other ones I had. You can get a pink ball. They usually come with a pink ball and it will actually follow that. Got sensors around the body. It's usually here you've got its docking station. I know on the later ones they used to go to it when they were getting low. So I'm not sure if this one will do that, because there's usually a barcode on the front that it follows basically, so it knows where it's going. Well, I'm going to switch that off now before it ends up running away. Well, there you have it. I've certainly got some interesting things to be testing out over the coming months. It'll be interesting to see if any of these three computers work. I'm expecting the BBC Micro to have problems with the power supply, like I said before. The Sinclair will probably work, but the data recorder won't. The belt will probably perish by now. The Commodore 16 here, if I remember rightly, you could have trouble with the TED chip, also RAM and CPU as well. There is a CPU mod you can do for that, which I did cover in another video on my Commodore 16, sorry, plus 4. The VAIO there, I shall open that up and do a separate video on that as well, and then when I'll look at the power supply, see if we can find the fault with that. And I'll probably do a future video on the AIBO as well. Who knows, maybe I'll not get a couple more models yet. I'd say the ERS-220 is my favourite model. This one here is quite cumbersome, like I said, and very loud as well. You can hear the fan probably cooling down the CPU. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that with me. It's always interesting sharing these unboxing videos with people. I like watching them out myself in months to come. So I guess that just needs to be say, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some old piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.